Hey everyone, Miss Kline is going to walk you through the Blockly game called the Maze. And so if you are getting stuck at some point, you can pause this video, try the next step, see if you can get it, and then if you can't, you can watch the video and Miss Kline will walk you through it. So first we're going to start with the advice from the program. Stack another move forward. We're going to run the program. And because it was only 2 steps to the point, it worked. So it shows you what the JavaScript would be if you wrote this with lines of code, which is exactly the same as using your little blocks. So next step, we're going to move forward, then we're going to make a left turn, and then we're going to move forward, and then we're going to take a right turn to get to the point. And don't forget to move forward one last time. Yay! It shows you JavaScript each time. So for this next one, we're going to use a new kind of block, and this is a loop. We're going to use the repeat until we get to the point. And it looks like we only have to do one thing, and that's move forward. And it gives you a little hint here saying you don't have any more blocks left. Yay! So really interesting to look at the actual code. So take a second to look at this puzzle and see if level 4 is something that you can solve on your own. Again, it's giving us a hint to start with a loop, the repeat until it gets to the point. So what's neat about this is we don't have to put every single block in here because of the loop. The blocks that need to be repeated are to move forward, then to turn left, then to move forward, then to turn right. And because we already have a move forward at the top, as it loops, it'll keep moving forward. Let's try it out. Yay! So take a look at the JavaScript code. So take a look at this puzzle and see what you need to do to get through here. We know we're going to be using a repeat until with the move forward, and you can see we would use that, just move forward to the point. But we've got to do a little bit before we get to that. So what we're going to do is move forward again, and then we're going to make a left turn before we do our repeat loop. And it gives us a hint that we have all the blocks that it is asked for. Oh, and another little treat over here, you can see that you can change to another creature. So if you want to do a space theme, or if you want to do the panda, I'll go to the space theme. That's really cool, since Miss Kline has the northern lights behind her. So we'll run the program. And what's neat is it highlights each block as it's going through, so you know where you are in the program. So when we make a mistake, which we will, we can see where that error is and try to resolve it. So this program, again, we're going to need a repeat loop because we want to go all the way till we get to the point. But this time we're going to use a conditional. We're going to use the if the path is there, do this, or if it says if it's ahead of us, to the left or to the right. Tells us how many blocks we need, so let's see. Move forward. If there's a path to the left, turn left. So this should run, even though we have one more block left. So we don't have to use all the blocks. It's kind of fun to see how few blocks you can use to solve a problem. Yay! Good job. So we're checking out the JavaScript. And you can see why the blocks are written in a certain way because they look like the JavaScript. So this one has a couple of turns. So once again, we definitely want to use our loop. Remember, pause the video here if you'd like to try it before Ms. Kline shows you the answer. We're going to repeat it until we get to our point, but we have a couple of different turns we can do. So if we have a path ahead, we can continue to move forward. If we have a path that turns to the right, we can turn right. And oh, looks like we have enough blocks. So we can turn right, turn right. Looks like we're all right turns on this one. So very cool. So we didn't need to ask a left turn question. Yay. So this one problem has a couple different turns. So again, we want our loop. We want to be able to go forward. And I think it's going to give us enough blocks that we can ask the question. If there's a path ahead, move forward. If there's a path to the left, we will move to the left. And when we get up here, if there's a path to the right, we can move to the right. So our little space explorer is making their way around the course. Yay! And everybody, you're only required to go through level 5 on these so that you try a little bit of each one of these different kinds of games. But if you enjoy going forward, Ms. Kline will give you extra credit for it. So here we are at number 9. So now we have a new kind of block we can use. The if-else blocks will do one thing or the other, which is kind of special. It wants 4 more blocks ahead. This one's a little easier because there's only one turn. Let's see if that one runs. That's not very many blocks at all. So remember, we're trying things out. We're willing to make a mistake. Oh, there we go. Because the move ahead block is on the top, it'll always try that first, and then it'll do the left turn if it can't move ahead. So that's why we were able to do this with so few blocks, is when it came to this junction here, it was still able to move forward. So it did not, in fact, I should put my annotate on here. So you can see when it got to this junction here, it didn't even ask about the left turn because it was still able to go forward. Only when it could not go forward anymore would it consider the left turn. So good job. So this one's complicated and they give you that little heads up to not get frustrated, but this one has multiple turns. So to make it easiest for programming, it's recommending following the left-hand side of the wall. So we're going to turn left and left again, and then right, and then right again. Notice we're on the left side of this wall, even though there's 2 sides. So we're going to turn right, and then we're going to turn right again, and now we're going to be left turning again. So we're going to ask a series of questions, but we're going to cling to this left side of the road here until we get all the way to the point. So we're going to ask the question, we're going to repeat it, move forward, and if there's a path ahead, we'll move forward. Let's see where Ms. Kline might have made a mistake in this one. Ah, see, I forced the question too soon. So we're going to try this one again. So Ms. Kline's mistake that initially was we want to ask the left turn question first, because we want the question, we want the left turn to be the first consideration. So when it's presented with two turns here, instead of choosing right, it's going to eventually choose left before the right turn. So that's why we want that the first question. And then after that, it's just normal progressing through the path. If there's a path ahead, you're going to move forward. Otherwise, you can turn right. So let's see how this one works. So it's always asking that left turn first. And then it's always asking move forward first. So went left here. So it's hugging the left side of the road there. So now it's finally able to turn right. Turned right here and turned right there, because it ran out of options. It couldn't go to the left and it couldn't move forward. Now it's back to that left turn again. So it's able to turn left. And then it's going to choose left over right because left is the first question. This time it's going to turn right because it had that option. And then it's going to turn left again. Even though it had an option to turn right, the left overrided it. Good, left turn, and we're done. And you did it. All 10 levels of the maze. So what you're going to do to get credit is you're going to take a screenshot of your work and turn that into Ms. Kline so she can see that you completed all 10 levels. Remember, you only need to do 5 for credit. The levels after 5 are considered extra credit. So good job.